In this video, we're going to be showing you how to rise up the ranks fast and get to 1800 relatively easily. Hello everybody, Bubble here, and today we're going to be showing you how we went from the low 1300s to 1800s in just about a week. It didn't take too much work, it just had a little switch of mindset and what Pokemon we were using. We're going to go into a game and I'll explain what I've been doing and how I've been treating my teammates, and I'll see you all in game in just one moment. Alright, and here we are in the character selection screen. And as you can tell, we're going Greninja bottom path. This isn't necessarily what we've been doing to rise up. We have been going Greninja though. Greninja is one of the best solo queue characters, just with double team, surf, smokescreen, whatever you want to go. As long as you're going that surf Greninja build, it's super good for carrying. You can steal objectives, Articuno. Same thing with Greninja's ult. If you save it for that Articuno fight, you almost guarantee an Articuno steal, or at least a secure on your objectives, which is one of the best things for solo queue. And also, as I was slipping up and saying there early, Buddy Barrier. Buddy Barrier is another item that is amazing for solo queue. If you have Buddy Barrier on, you're going to win almost every team fight, especially if you happen to have an Eldegoss on the team, which is also an amazing thing. And the thing is about Greninja, I know you always want to go on center lane, but that's not necessarily the case. As I've known, at least, Greninja top lane has been helping a lot recently. Greninja top lane, and I guess bottom lane will work just fine, is he really snowballs. Greninja almost becomes like a second carry going through the game. So now we have Rowlet going center, but by the first Dreadnought, if we play things right, we will get to level 7. And by the time Greninja's level 7, you can do anything with him. He's a straight carry the whole entire match, and you can just carry the entire match. So this is one of the things we've been doing to really help us out and grow, is we went Greninja almost every single game. If we can't go Greninja or someone else takes Greninja, the number one advice I could give you is just play your main. Play who you're best at. I know on the right corner when you're selecting your character screen, it says you need a defender, you need an all-arounder, you need this, you need that. Sometimes it's pretty convincing to just go it, but just go who you're best at. In solo queue, just remember you're the one who needs to carry the team. You're the one responsible for winning the game. So play who you're most confident in. If that happens to be a defender, great, your team's going to love it. But it's not necessary to always fill those roles. Maybe in a 5 stack it could be, but not in solo queue. As long as you're running like a Buddy Barrier and you are confident in how you're playing the game, it's gonna work out. So again, don't completely worry about filling those team roles unless you feel like you really need it. It's always nice to at least have one's kind of like up close character who can tank a few hits, like Tarina. So if you want to go, if you're confident with Tarina, that could kind of fill the role of a defender. As you see here, we're playing pretty defensively. In the top lane, I would like to try a steal, but honestly, just not falling behind is something else. Like, stealing is very nice for some characters that fall off late game. Considering Greninja is a pretty late game character, it's fine to just kind of do your own thing, because you're going to make up for it later in the game anyways. We're also kind of overextending here, so we are able to get the kill. We are pushed up a little more, as I said we weren't going to. But if you need to and you feel like you're being pushed back, just fall back and grind. Grind, get to level 7. If you get it before Dreadnought, that's huge for you and your team. And other than that, again, Buddy Barrier, play a carry, play who you're best at. And that's the best advice I've had. Other than that, up until the 1500 mark, you are going to be gaining so many more points for winning than you are losing. So if you just play more, you're gonna go up. So make it just play an extra game a day, an extra game or two a day. Really get that grind out. If you really want to be in the top 10k or ranked before the season ends, you can just start playing, and at least you'll be in the 1500 mark. If you feel comfortable with ending the season like that, you can just play more. But once you get to 1600, you will start to even out your points, getting like 8 a win, 8 a loss. You know, slowly even out as you go up. So, and then at that point, it's not necessarily just playing more is going to make you win more. It's how you're playing. You have to group up with your teammates. That's one thing I've seen so many times. Even in my games, we have still lost, of course. You'll always lose your fair share, but it just helps so much when you could just steal the objective just like that. We secured Dreadnought, we got our ult, and we're not even, keep in mind, we are not in the center lane right now. We're the bottom lane, and we already have our Unite move. We're able to clear up. They did get Rotom because they have a Garchomp, which, you know, if they have a Garchomp, you kind of have to expect they're going to solo an objective really fast. I should have let him score first, but no, and we got it either way. because Curlia would have stopped us. Another thing, score when you can. If you can overdunk points, let your teammates score first. If it's going to be left with one, then you score if you have more. Just try to overdunk as much as you can, because overdunking on goals could really save you a game. When you're in those tight games where it's like a 1-2 point game, the extra 10, 20 points your teammate could have scored if they went first will save you sometimes. I've had some really close games recently, and it's always a scary thought when you see, you think, oh, I could have lost that game if I didn't overdunk there. So be sure to let you or your teammates overdunk when possible. Of course, if it's either, you don't score at all, then, you might as well just score, because score when you can is one of the best tips for this. Now, as Greninja, we're just playing him on the outskirts, of course. We could kind of pick away at him because we have such long range. We do have longer range than them, I'm pretty sure. Forcing the retreat. We can kind of keep 2 of them at bay. The reason we're not grouping up top right now is because we're handling 2 of their teammates here. So they're not going up top. And they're both distracted on me. So our team has a 4v3 up there, so they do have the advantage. Unfortunately, the other team does have a Lucario, and we have a Machamp. So that doesn't go as well for us. On the second objective, I don't know. I just kind of go where my team goes. If my team's going to group up at Dreadnought, I'll go to Dreadnought. If they're going to go to Rotom, I'll go to Rotom. It looks like they're pinging Rotom. So, again, huge thing for solo queue. Go up with your team. Even if the other team's going to flip another objective and get it for free, that's fine. As long as you get one of them. Because losing both objectives is detrimental to the game. You're not going to guarantee to lose because of it or anything. But it's definitely going to hurt. Okay, we're just going to ult so we don't die. Might have been a wasted ult, but again, you don't want to die. If you're playing the carry, you're playing the game, your number one objective is not to die. You're going to want to live so you can carry. And plus, every time you die, you're feeding the other team. You're leveling them up, giving them points to score. So that's why we're kind of staying back. That's also why I really like the Surf. You have to watch out for Dragonite still, though. Dragonite is a scary man. He could one-shot you if he has a fully charged up Hyper Beam, even as Greninja here. Another thing I like to do now, more recently I've been discovering, is stealing the enemy's jungle is really big, because you're under-leveling the other team and over-leveling yourself at the same time. And especially when you're not the jungler. If you're the jungler, you could easily do it as well. Let's say I'm Greninja, I'm not getting that extra XP from our jungle. I'm just going to take it from theirs because they're not always in the jungle. People in solo queue are not on top of it. They don't know when it's going to spawn, so just keep an eye out, okay? Like, let's say you see them kill their jungle and they come out of it. You know there's going to be a respawn timer on that. Just kind of know about when it's going to respawn. I don't even know the exact times. I could just kind of look at our jungle and look at their jungle and be like, okay, they killed it at the same time, so when our jungle comes up, theirs is going to come up. So I'm going to know when I want to go and steal that. Okay, let's try to save our Eldegoss here. And always try to play... hey, Eldegoss, run back, run back. Playing with your support is very good as well. If you have if you're lucky enough to have an Eldegoss on your team, take advantage of it. Keep them alive. Because if they're going Cotton Guard, that's a free shield for you. If you stick with them, you're going to be able to do a lot more damage and get a lot more kills. Ooh, this is a scary spot. Here, okay... As Greninja, I do not ult past the 3-minute and 30-second mark. Because it takes a little while for you to get your ult back as Greninja. And right now, there's 30 seconds before Articuno. And every single person on their team is wasting their ults. And that is massive for us. Because that means they won't have it at that final fight. They won't have their buddy barriers. And even then, look, we're still just turtling back and we're still winning these fights. And there we go. Especially if they're ulting you in your goal zone. They might have the slight edge because they all Unite moved, but it's not a guaranteed win for them. They are throwing their Unite moves, and we still have heals from our goal zone, so it's not that bad. Ooh, okay, our Dreadnought. I wouldn't necessarily recommend flipping. I don't think it's the best thing in the world. But again, we are Greninja, so look at that. Free, great example. That ult is almost a free steal every single time. It has 2 hitboxes on it. The original and then the one afterwards. So even if you mistime it, there's still that chance that you could get it. Now we would like to go back and defend, but Lucario doesn't want to let us do that. We have Decidueye for support though. So we are going to be able to go back and defend. just keep in mind, make sure your teammates scoring their points. If they're not scoring or they all get killed, you might still need to score a few more. Because there's been times when I've even taken Articuno and I've lost the game. And as sad as that is, it does happen. Not always. But there, all of our team did score. And if your team all scores, don't be greedy. Go back home. Like, yeah, you want to raise your score. I get it. You want to be MVP. But it's not worth losing the game over. Because if they get a 5-man sweep on us and there's no one to defend, they can easily counter score us and win. Not easily, but it could happen, definitely. So here, as I see 2 of my teammates sitting up in the top goal zone, we're going to be sitting back here. And it's a guaranteed win at this point. I don't think they could even score enough for this. We're going to watch out for that Dragonite ulting back over here. Looks like it's already down, though. Okay, let's hope the Decidueye goes up and we could stop the Lucario. Yeah, they're trying to run up here. Let's see. They're all chasing back down, so I'm going to come and help our Slowbro out, because our Slowbro and Eldegoss can't stop a fully Buddy Barrier tank, you know? You have to keep aware of that. There we go. We're able to take the rest of them out, and it's a free game. Again, so the best tips I could recommend for grinding: play a carry, play your main. If you don't play a carry, I mean, I think now is the time to learn, especially with the new season starting in just 18 days. You're going to want to learn how to play that carry and how to just carry your team. Greninja is an amazing one for solo queue. Cinderace is also very, very good, but he kind of needs more team cooperation to thrive, just due to like how he plays. Greninja, you could just swoop in, swoop out, still objectives. I really like it. Amazing secures a Surf Double Team. I'm gonna run MVP here, 69,000 damage, not too bad, but we were able to carry the game, and that is the whole point of this. Get another win, and that's gonna take us to 18-18, pretty good number. We're only getting about 7 points a win now. It's not too great, but if you got any helpful tips for this videos, or if you want an actual just tip video on how to do this, because I know this was more of a gameplay, go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you want. If you want tip videos, that notifications bell below so you know when we're going to start streaming, because when we stream, that's when we're going into full detail. Our streams have been a little bit lonely, usually just me, one other person maybe, so go ahead and stop by for those. There'll be a lot of useful tips. I'm down to play with some viewers if you want to run some duos, trios, even 5-mans. I'm totally down for it. So anyways, that'll be all for this video, and I'll see you all next time. Bubble out.